Okay, well, we're recording already, so.
Oh, how long has that been happening?
Did you just change your name to fuck? Sarah, you're gonna get in so much trouble. Sarah, you just said.
I am on my work computer, let me tell you. I just wanted to feel alive for a minute. So I decided to take the risk of changing my Zoom name on my work computer to something dangerous because that's how I get my rush now. It's like the same thing as cliff jumping, just for the modern times that we're living in.
Yes, a digital cliff jump is changing your screen name to a bad word before anyone important can notice. Switching it back.
Did you hear about that child that was really devious in a Zoom call and they renamed themselves Reconnecting and then turned their video off so that, they were like, oh, my Zoom doesn't work.
That's not even devious. That's just a genius in the making. That's the next Bill Jobs. That's the next Steve Gates.
Steve Gates.
Yeah. That kid is the future. Well, I was gonna say president, but you don't really have to be smart to do that job anymore. So.
Ooh,
sick burn.
If you don't know already, this is a liberal show.
Pwn the rubs, because they say pwn to libs. Do we have to say pwn to repubs? Pwn to reps? Pwn.
We could say rub the
repubs. Rub. Ew.
I don't know if we want to rub them. That might be a good thing.
They'd probably be like, "This is pretty gay," and pretend like they don't enjoy it, but they really do.
This is pretty gay.
Yeah. Fuck it. We're a political podcast now.
We're really trying new avenues.
Yeah. Got it. I think every week we should just try out a new genre of the iTunes store so we can just kind of see what sticks. Next week we will be a spiritual podcast.
Oh, is that how you cheat the algorithm? Is you just try to be different genres and then eventually you find
the top 5 in every podcast genre.
Or you find like a really niche genre that doesn't have very much competition.
Like gaming spiritualism.
You think that, and yet Mario Kart really is a transcendent experience.
Yeah, definitely Mario is an allegory for Jesus.
He does come back again and again. He's got many lives. And you know how many lives he starts out with? 3. And you know how many days Jesus was trapped in the
trapped in the womb? Go on. Jesus was trapped in the womb for how long?
For so long, until Christmas. And then he came right out singing Christmas carols with a tray full of gingerbread.
Yeah, that makes just about as much sense as, the truth of religion, I guess.
Wow, we're not only a liberal podcast, we're now an atheist.
Listen, people should believe what they want to believe, but I also think that maybe some of that is metaphor and some people are getting a little confused. Some of that is like flowery storytelling.
Okay. Sure.
Look, if I just said, what if you got to the end of your life, Sarah, and someone who was like a fan of this podcast put everything you had ever said and done into a book?
Yes.
And took it all 100% literally, the things you have said on the improv stage.
Oh, said. Okay, I was like,
and done.
It did literally happen.
The things you even pretended to do, like when you dress up as sexy Shrek for Halloween, and someone had transcribed that as for one night she transformed into an ogre.
That is true. I was Shrek and Shrek was me. Like, I don't think you understand.
Right.
Like, for you might have just been putting on a costume, but for me, I was having a religious experience.
Okay, then. So you would be... Okay, so then I guess...
Yeah, so that was a terrible example.
So you're right. I'm sorry. Well,
and you should watch your mouth when you talk about our Lord and Savior Shrek. Somebody recently asked me what my second favorite DreamWorks film was, which I think is a pretty spicy question to ask. But an easy answer, it's Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron, in case anyone was curious.
God damn it. I cannot scroll past that on Netflix without thinking of you.
Aw, thanks. You see a beautiful horse and you think of me?
Yeah, that's it.
I wish. What else would it be, huh?
Your giant dick.
I do have a huge penis.
Yeah.
You are drinking. What are you drinking?
This is mezcal and pineapple juice and lime. Elena put it together. It's very good.
You sounded really scared, as though somebody was going to beat you if you forgot to say lime.
And lime. I'm sorry. I said it. See, I got it right the first time.
I just imagine a tiny gang of limes with muscle, like a lime, but with strong legs and strong arms, like flesh-colored. Yeah, standing there.
Pounding their hands into their lime flesh fist. I watched a DreamWorks movie today that I think actually merits a second place.
Talk to me about it.
That would be Road to El Dorado.
What a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually pretty adult. Like a lot of the story revolves around these two dudes being like, listen, we can't fuck this woman. I mean, she clearly wants to fuck both or either of us.
It's also like, we can't fuck each other.
Right.
Because this is a kids movie, but we obviously want to.
But we are very horny, and there's a lot of implied sex and sexuality throughout Road to El Dorado.
I would agree with that. I think that is a film steeped in sexuality, for sure.
It's been a while since I've watched it, and I only ever remembered the great opening song, but there's also like 5 other Elton John originals in that movie, but I don't think they're needed at all. Not that they're not good, but the first title track is so good, the movie doesn't need another song. It just needs to play the one song
over and over again.
And so they made El Dorado.
It's a robot.
Magnificent and golden. It's so fucking good.
That is like Elton John's Lion King.
Yeah. I mean, wait. He also...
Nope. It's like Elton John's Lion King. I don't know why you have problems with that.
Okay, sure, fine. Mm-hmm. It's so good though, and it did get me thinking about, like, for a while it seemed like the best compliment DreamWorks could get was that someone thought their movie was a Disney movie, right? Like, people.
Oh, their movies are way smarter than Disney movies.
Whoa! Okay, Shrek and Road to El Dorado, and it may be Princess Anastasia. I don't know why I tried to put a princess in the title of that movie. Those 3 I'll give you, but you're gonna tell me Ants is smarter than.
Okay,
anything?
when did you last watch Ants?
When did you last watch Ants?
Oh, can I also tell you a fun fact that nobody will care about? I bought a bunch of bananas at the store the other day, and the little doll sticker has the main character from Bug's Life. And I was like, why are they still making banana stickers with this character from a movie that came out 10 years ago?
You think they just made way too many? Like, someone was supposed to put in an order for like 10,000 and accidentally put in like 3 extra zeros?
Or like, yes, I think that did happen. And also, I do think there are children out there who, when they see A Bug's Life, are going to be like, that's the ant from the bananas. He's a movie star?
Mishka. This is, you know what? This is a good thing. We're recording on 2 separate tracks. Mishka. Habla para mí. Yeah, the ant. Okay. You know who's never been on a banana is Woody Allen's ant character from Ants.
Okay. That is true. They did give Woody Allen a platform, which I am not happy about.
Yeah, DreamWorks. There's so many times where DreamWorks is obviously deliberately ripping off Pixar. Like, I mean, I know those movies came out in like the same times, but there's no way they didn't have like a spy, right, working for them or something. Because like Bug's Life comes out, and then Ants comes out, and then Finding Nemo happens, but then Shark Tale happens shortly after.
I do have to say another
Come on.
another home run that DreamWorks has is Joseph and the Coat of Many Colors and Prince of Egypt, which are both slam fucking dunk animated movies.
Those are good. Those are good.
The music slaps. The music slaps.
I find those songs on every like Disney song playlist. It'll also have songs from those two movies.
Well, it sounds like people just think that Disney's good, but the truth is that there are other good animation studios too. Is what it sounds like to me.
If all of the animation studios were in a burning building and I could only save 3 of them, I don't know that DreamWorks would make the cut.
Well, thank God.
Because
wait, who are the other 2?
So Disney, right? Do you count Pixar as Disney? Because technically they're separate. They're separate.
If I could burn down Disney without burning down Pixar, I would.
Okay, so then I guess Pixar counts. I'd say Disney, I'd say Pixar, and then I guess Studio Ghibli.
Ooh, yes.
So
wow, that's fucked up. I'm just
DreamWorks has a lot of sins to atone for.
And they have a lot of things that they've made up for those sins with.
I think Shrek and Shrek 2 are definitely their cornerstone tent poles. Using a lot of building metaphors.
I almost just said their arc de triomphe.
I think that's fine. Accurate, right?
Thank you. I think that's just fine.
But I can't get over Shark's Tale, or Shark Tale.
Okay, the only 2 misses that I'm thinking of that have come out of DreamWorks.
Robots. Don't even remember that one, huh?
I do. Watch out for my fanny. The famous joke, watch out for my fanny.
Oh, God. What were you going to say?
I have no idea. My brain is like Swiss cheese. I feel like we should just start the show.
I guess. I will give DreamWorks credit for How to Train Your Dragon. I guess suppose.
Good franchises.
Yeah. Yeah. They did Trolls, so that's one.
Start the show, Tom.
Now we're never going to get a DreamWorks deal. Now they're never going to make a movie about us.
Yeah, don't fuck it up with my dream sponsor, okay?
Okay, well, let's roll pod.
You caught my eye in the grocery line, and I fancied myself a man worth your time, and I couldn't help thinking I wished you were mine, man-seeking woman whose total is 589. Well, I don't do this often. I'm not like other guys, which is why I find myself in a sort of gray existential crisis.
Bow. And then the cheers happen, and we go off stage, and then we wait until the audience goes, encore. And then we come back out, and then we say, welcome to Craig's Existential Crisis, a deep dive to the misconnection section of America's favorite list, and a deeper dive into ourselves. I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
And we are coming to you from, month 8 of quarantine. May is going by so fast. March took 3 months, and then April went by in like 2 weeks. And as far as I can remember, it has been May for 5 days.
I was honestly, without any jokes, about to be like, April isn't over yet, dude. We're on like the 19th of April.
It is just perpetually feels like the 19th of April now. This year is weird, and we are recording from our separate homes. Things are weird. Things are very weird.
Things are weird. Some things change. Some things never change.
If you don't know, The Misconnection section of Craigslist is a place for personal ads about chance encounters that the writers didn't get a chance to act on, so they post them here in hopes of connecting. And I'm Talon Bigelow.
You already did this part.
That's Sarah Thompson. And if you don't know, the Misconnection section of Craigslist is a place for personal ads.
He's in a loop. This is just like a Twilight episode.
Help.
Dead.
Help me.
Who are you?
Who? And we are slowly losing our minds, but we are still here for you, providing the content, because apparently there's people on the internet who still think it's a good time to try and meet people.
I thank God for them, but also wow.
It's just, I know everyone now has gotten to the point of being kind of cutesy about it, like, let's have a walk from 6 feet away. But I still don't want that. I still don't want this world where strangers are having social distance hangouts outside.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that either. And you know what? We'll give you an example. I'm going to send you one right now.
Great.
The other thing we do on the show is that we cold read these misconnections. So we troll separate cities. Today I'm pulling all from Portland because that's where we live. Don't find us and kill us. But we pull from different cities. We then send each other these cold, and when we read them out loud, that's like the first time we've ever read them. So go ahead and take it away, Talon.
Honestly, if someone wanted to find us and kill us by now, they would have.
They would.
Honestly, I kind of wish they would. I kind of wish.
Cowards.
Yeah, do it. Here we go. No, sir. That's for sure lottery. Vancouver. You sold me some lottery tickets today and wished me luck. Upon leaving, you said, "See you next time." I replied, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." You definitely are not a sir. In fact, you are a gorgeous woman. Hope you picked me a winner. Okay.
I'm just here to say, I think if you seek out good karma on purpose, it negates getting good karma.
Oof.
Is that not what this person is trying to do? I'm not trying to judge them, but I will say, I think what they're trying to do is get good karma by being like, I'm sorry for not calling you sir. Can we also do away with sirs and ma'ams? Is there some sort of gender neutral thing we can lean on?
There's plenty of them, and I'm trying to blink on what
we need some more. We need more woke friends.
Yeah, instead of ladies and gentlemen,
folks,
smokers and non-smokers. How about that? I don't know.
What about the sometimes smokers? Social smokers. Yeah. And are we talking cigarettes or marijuana?
That's up to you, the listener. People who like Dreamworks movies and people who don't.
Yes, much more accepting of all
both
beings.
Genders. Nailed it.
All genders.
Yeah, you're right. But you're right. Yeah, this person definitely was like, "Oh, I want to win the lottery, but I've made a karmic mistake, and now I must atone on Craigslist." If they really cared, they would go back to the store and apologize in person.
It's true. They would. Well, maybe not if they really care, because they're trying to socially distance.
Depends on what they really care about, I guess.
Do they care about karma, or do they care about not getting this person sick?
Right. Hope you pick me where.
This is the classic. Do you watch The Good Place?
I have watched a season and a couple episodes of season 2.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything else then.
I didn't want it to be good at first because I had written and produced a similar idea. And I basically landed on the joke areas. Like the basic plot is different enough, but the joke area is 100% the same. Now I just wish I could have been a writer on the show, but sadly that opportunity has passed.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Spoilers, the show ended. Okay, well then I won't say anything else about that. Okay. Do you ever buy lottery tickets? Are you a person who buys lottery tickets?
No, never really have. I've been given them as a gift. I think at my last holiday work party.
I thought you were about to say at my last wedding, and I was like, what?
Wedding. Yeah, they're great wedding presents. No, at my work party though, they were given out as kind of no. That's not even true. There was a white elephant gift that was literally 30 lottery tickets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I think it amounted to maybe $20. I don't know.
That's kind of blows.
Yeah. I don't buy a lottery ticket. Do you?
Not all the time. I only ever buy scratchers when I do buy lottery tickets. And I only buy them when I'm feeling lucky, and I have a really good track record.
Oh I
have a feeling.
Wow.
I'm not going to say I'm gifted, but I'm gifted.
I don't buy lottery tickets, but I play with other kinds of gambling, like digital. You might buy a random box in a video game that could have many different things.
Is that
And
gambling?
yeah, sure.
You
You know what? I'm sorry. I just looked over. Elena was playing The Sims, and you were sitting in a chair that was on fire.
I mean, that feels very true to life right now. So
Yeah. So there's a fire. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of gambling, though. You know, is it gambling? It's gambling with less stakes.
I don't. Okay. I just imagine a dark room in the basement of like a Chinese food restaurant where you have to say a special password to get in. You go in and you sit downstairs and a man just deals you a loot box for a video game.
Yeah.
And then the police busted and they're like, we heard there were treasures here.
Well, I mean, you joke about that, but I think there was some sort of crackdown on loot boxes in video games. Like the government had to step in and say, you can't charge money for this. It is essentially gambling.
Okay, fair point.
So if it's good enough for government, it's good enough for me.
Okay, that's a strong statement to make.
It is, and I stand by it. I'm going to send one your way.
Okay, great.
And brace yourself. It's a long one.
Okay, I'll get my reading glasses on.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be as long as it looks because I had to take screenshots, and it's basically a page and a half in reality.
It's a multiple screenshot.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Gardeners, Troutdale. I am a big-time gardener, missing the scene. I am grateful to have my garden, or I would be going bonkers. Want to talk? Myself, I feel stuck sometimes these days. I have 2 large plots, front and back of the house in Troutdale. I produce enough to send food to the food bank. Snowcap. At this time, the green stuff is going crazy with this weather. Warm and wet. Me, I am a semi-retired teacher, though not working because of latest events. I am 63, single, male, guitarist. I have traveled widely, taught in Portland and Costa Rica, worked for the U.S. Forest Service before teaching gig for 17 years. I'm a very outdoor person. Hikes, kayaks, bikes, was very active with groups as a leader. Not so much anymore. Slowing down. Can't keep up with the younger generation. I prefer doing things one anymore. I like to go out looking for garden stuff, picking fruits and vegetables, seeing farms and fields. Interests in history. I was a history teacher, studied the West, travels to historical places in the West. US and Canada are a big part of my travels. How about you, Gary? This was like the Craigslist form of an email from my grandma.
Go on.
Just a lot of information. I love emails from my grandma. I didn't love this misconnection, but I do love emails from my grandma.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I definitely have people in my life of a certain age that do tend to use not even just email, but like Facebook Messenger they will use in this format. And it's wild.
It's like as though it's a personal diary. They're not entirely sure what messaging is, but they think it's kind of like a diary.
Right. They think if they just put their thoughts in it, it'll, this is how it works. There's no self-editing. It's just free write and send.
Stream of consciousness sometimes really works out for you, you know?
Sometimes. If you're, what's his name that wrote that movie Mother, Darren Aronofsky, in 3 days. He wrote that. You can tell.
He wrote that in 3 days. I'm not shocked.
Yeah. We're not a movie review podcast.
We're not a movie review podcast. God damn it.
What do you feel about this person? I mean, I just like, man, gosh.
I was on board until Warm and Wet, and then I got nervous.
Yeah. The green. I think it's about plants, but at this time, the green stuff is going crazy. First of all, that sentence, that doesn't sound like someone who knows a whole lot about gardening. Sounds like they're kind of just maybe a rookie, maybe an amateur gardener.
Okay, I'm sorry, Johnny Appleseed. Do you know more about gardens?
I'm not pretending I do, but if I wanted to act like I did, I probably wouldn't say something. I wouldn't refer to it as the green stuff.
It's like a hip thing to say.
Been looking on that green stuff all day. It is man, it is getting deep in that brown stuff. Let me tell you what.
I didn't like that.
That brown stuff's getting warm and wet from all that green stuff. So that's good, right? And the green stuff is starting to sprout stuff that's like purple and pink. So that's cool.
I mean, you sounded like an expert gardener just then.
Yeah, did I?
Mm-hmm.
Sound like I got a green thumb?
Yeah. Also, I could make a dating profile for this person. They gave me the perfect pull quote. I am 63, single, male, guitarist.
I love that ended with guitarist. Like, there's only 4 details you need to know about me in one sentence. My age, my marital status, my gender, and do I play guitar?
It would have really sealed the deal if it said non-guitarist. Could you imagine?
Yes, I think we should all actually update our Instagram bios and Facebook and Twitter bios. Not even Facebook bio. Who reads that shit? But yeah, absolutely. You need to specify if you are a guitarist or B, non-guitarist.
Oh, we found it. We found it the perfect thing for that lottery person to say in order to include everyone. Guitarists and non-guitarists.
And so we will be replacing ladies and gentlemen with guitarists and non-guitarists from here on
out. Sort yourself in nows and figure it out.
Yeah. And let's specify. A guitarist, I think, to qualify as a guitarist, you have to actively, like, guitarists to be like a part of your lifestyle. If you like have a guitar, but you only play it like, I don't know, once every other month, you're not a guitarist. Unless it is your desire to be one, then you are. I say if you desire to be a guitarist and you own a guitar, you are a guitarist.
You're getting really into the nitty-gritty of guitar politics and guitar identity politics right now.
Webster will be calling me up for a definition, and we need to be prepared.
Webster's dictionary. Got it. For some reason, my brain was like thinking like Webster, like Friendster. I was very confused for a minute. I was like,
that reminds me,
new social media
you haven't accepted my Friendster request yet. I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to chisel it into the stone tablet and send that back. My apologies.
That'd be great. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts in this misconnections. I don't know what they're exactly trying to say. Like, I produce enough to send food to the food bank. That's clear enough. But then
Snowcap? Yeah, not sure about that.
I don't know, but is Snowcap a name of a food bank?
I truly don't know enough about food banks to answer that question.
I mean, I think they're normally just called like Oregon Food Bank or like California Food Bank or maybe even like Los Angeles Food Bank.
Yeah. I do like that Oregon has just the Oregon Food Bank.
We got one and it's good enough for us.
It's good for the whole damn state.
Good for all. I've traveled widely. Also, contrast that with US and Canada are a big part of my travels.
Hey, you can travel. The US is a big place.
Yeah, it is.
Are we talking, are we talking countries? Are we talking square footage here? Because you can travel a lot more via square footage in the US.
I guess it depends on what's more important to you.
All right. So there's 2 kinds of people in this world. There's people who judge by square footage and people who judge by county and country.
Okay. I'm trying to work that into a ladies and gentlemen viable replacement.
Yeah, please get working on it. While you're doing that, I'm just going to say, big mood. Myself, I feel stuck sometimes these days. Gary, I think we all feel you there.
Yeah. You know what, Gary, you're not alone. I don't think anyone's telling Gary that they can't garden, but maybe it's like a public garden that they're not allowed to go to now. And I would say, Gary, listen, you got to find a houseplant at least, or a patch of dirt outside your place that no one's using for anything else. Fun fact, I know we have friends who just planted some seeds in a sidewalk tree plot, and hey, who's going to stop them? The world's your garden.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. I thought so.
All right, so I've got another misconnection for you. I just sent
Thank
over.
God.
We don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Just
Okay, well, here we go. Jeff, we met at TJ's, smiley face. You cheered me on while I saved that worm. Or was it a snake? Never posted a misconnection before, but the middle of a global pandemic seemed like the perfect time to try it out. You're cute. Let's go on a walk sometime. Smiley face. So I saw a worm yesterday. I saw 2 worms yesterday. For I feel like the first time in, I'm gonna say, 9 years. I just feel like I don't get out enough and I don't see a lot of worms.
this is what passes for conversation in the quarantine future. You know what? I saw some worms yesterday.
I not just 1, but 2. And like one of them was long and one of them was short and fat. Like it was a good.
All worms are beautiful.
All worms are beautiful. Yeah, fat doesn't exclude beauty. But it was like Pain and Panic from Hercules. It's what it reminded me of. And also, I just remembered worms are just, they're gross. They're a little gross. The fact that you can cut them in half and their biology is so minimal that it doesn't kill them. It just makes more worms.
Is that's true?
I mean, that's what I've been led to believe. And
I feel like that's a falsehood.
We got to Google it because I could be showing signs of becoming a potential serial killer. But
yeah, that's not a good thing.
Okay, let me just specify. I didn't personally cut worms in half. I had friends who did it with sticks.
Oh.
And they seemed to be okay afterwards. I'm not saying I don't recommend it, but they certainly weren't dead. I'll tell you what.
That's even worse. So you just tortured them. That's fine.
I mean, I will admit to having fun with a magnifying glass and ants as a kid, but like, who didn't?
You're a psychopath.
I don't think so. I think science is nifty, and the fact that I can make basically a laser beam out of the sun and a little piece of glass is just science.
See, where I come from, you don't hurt animals. You give there was a rite of passage at my middle school where you kissed a banana slug gently.
Oh.
There's photo evidence of me doing it.
Okay.
It's just a little gentle. Mwah.
And I'm weird.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And there's 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who cut worms in half and those who give banana slugs a gentle kiss right on the noggin.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, was this person, they didn't know if it was a worm or a snake?
I think the joke there is like, it was a big ass worm, but like that big, really? If a worm is that big, it's definitely not a worm. Unless you're in Australia, where they have 6 foot long, like glow in the dark worms.
Somebody's trying to flirt with you and they're like, wow, well, that worm's really big. That must be a snake. And you're over here like, you're an idiot. That's not, why would you ever think a worm would be big enough to be a snake?
Both things aren't really ideally what I would like any part of me to be called.
Sir, you are so distracted right now.
Yeah, I'm just playing The Sims and someone's in a bear costume. I don't know or it's an actual bear. I don't know.
Eyes on this screen, not that screen.
I'm sorry. Let me look at the good screen.
You got to look at the good screen, not the bad screen.
Okay.
They used to see screen time was bad for you. Now, what else do we have?
Yeah, now it's like, actually, being good at computers and video games, not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal. I too have fallen back into the screen life.
Yeah. I got Elena and I prepped with our own blue blocker, glasses, so we're really taking care of our eyes in this time.
Really plugging in.
We're plugging in.
Plugged in, let me tell you. Well, that's all I had for that one. Do you have another one for me?
Yeah, I do. I'm just still thinking about how big that worm was.
Don't think too hard about it.
I mean, it was like freakishly big. And they move pretty fast for like little guys, They, you look down and you're like, oh God, it's gone. And you don't know where it went. And it's just troubling.
Thank you for Worm Thoughts. Worm Thoughts 2020.
Worm thoughts with Tall and Bigelow.
Worm thoughts. THOTS. Thoughts. Worm thoughts.
Yeah. I'm picturing
what was
worms
that
like
sound? Was that an arousal sound?
No, it was a disgust sound because I was picturing like worms like I don't know,
Sexy
doing
worms?
TikTok dances. And
Sexy worms. Okay.
I'm a savage.
Okay. I can tell you right now.
Hmm.
I also picked this one, but I very purposely scan read it. So I didn't actually read it. I just saw it and I was like, this needs to be read on the show today.
Good.
So I'm glad you picked it.
You know, I picked out the lottery one earlier. I didn't say that earlier because it didn't really matter. Because I scanned.
Are you saying that it doesn't matter?
No, I'm saying I did the same as you. Like I didn't really like read it, but I skimmed it like you did. So
okay.
But we both picked this one. Great.
Appreciate the beauty of each step you climb. Vague or crystal clear, close or far away, real or imagined, timing or person, daydream or recognize reality, make a friend or risk the opportunity, trust intuition or shove silly thoughts aside, impossible standards or holding out for the real thing that has to exist, fate or foolishness, one way or reciprocated. Okay, I'd like to propose we read this as a quiz, and I want you to just answer with the first one that comes to mind. Ready?
Okay, great. You go ahead.
Vague or crystal clear?
Vague.
Close or far away?
Far away.
Real or imagined?
Imagined.
Go faster. Timing or person?
Timing.
Daydream or recognize reality?
Recognize reality.
Make a friend or risk the opportunity?
Risk the opportunity.
Trust intuition or shove silly thoughts aside?
Shove silly thoughts aside.
Impossible standards or holding out for the real thing that has to exist?
Holding out for the real thing that has to exist.
Fate or foolishness?
Foolishness.
One way or reciprocated?
Reciprocated.
Nailed it. I love that we both just had absolute just stutter attacks during
I mean, it's
shove silly thoughts aside.
I blame it on how it's written. Also, my favorite one of the bunch is timing or person.
I know these are they start out as opposites and then become very quickly just two confusing subjects.
Yeah. So what do we think is really going on here? The title also feels so disassociated from the rest of it. So a title again, appreciate the beauty of each step you climb.
Okay, I could make an argument for this being cohesive, like appreciate the beauty of each step you climb, no matter what that step is. So I'm going to name two completely disparate things that no matter which of those things you've taken, appreciate the beauty of it.
But do I appreciate the timing of the beauty of timing or the beauty of person?
I guess that's for you to find out, isn't it?
Daydream or recognize reality. This is do we get any clues if you look like the pinpoint on the map here? Does that tell us anything? No, nothing. Okay, so what is going on?
It is on 7th Avenue. It does tell us that.
So there's a clue. So if you take the 7th option, then that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trust intuition or shove silly thoughts aside. So that's something. That's a clue.
Shove. That was the hardest one to say.
Shove silly thoughts aside is kind of a tongue twister.
Shove silly thoughts aside.
Shove silly thoughts aside.
Shove silly thoughts aside. Say it again, Tom. I want to
Shove silly thoughts aside.
Nailed it.
Nice. Fate or foolishness?
That's a big question.
Is there one thing that can apply to all of these?
What do you mean?
Is there one constant that is the answer to all these pairings?
I do not believe so. I think you're looking too hard. Might I say this is like a thing, this is like a Monet where you need to step back and squint at it to really enjoy it.
Okay.
And you're out here trying to shove your eyeballs into the brush strokes. You know what I'm saying?
I think I could come up with something.
Okay, what is it?
I think, hear me out.
Oh, you're right. These are all themes of Dreamworks movies. No, you're right.
That's not what I was going to say. But let's test that theory. So vague or crystal clear. So obviously the DreamWorks movie
Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing
Why aren't we doing this? This is the content people come here for.
What is yours?
I mean, it wasn't going to be much better than that. I think it should just be DreamWorks movies. There's a DreamWorks movie that applies to all of these, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, vague or crystal clear. Obviously, say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Ants. Ants. Because you think the general concept of ants is like this, vague, nebulous thing. We don't really have to think about it. No, not so. Ants with a Z will tell you that actually ants have a specific purpose. And in fact, more than purpose, personality and feelings, and their life has meaning. Let's move to the next one. Closer, far away. That's obviously going to be Shrek. Because
far away.
Right. Okay. But also, this Kingdom of Far, Far Away, pretty relatable. It feels very close to home. It feels very much like a land we recognize because we can imbue some of our own affection and personality and heart and soul on this ogre and this donkey and this princess who is also, wait for it, an ogre. Real or imagined? Well, that's going to be B-movie, right? Because Patrick Warburton's character, the only logical human in the film, mind you, has to wrestle with this thought of, is he actually seeing a bee talking to a human or like responding to human cues, or is that all in his head? And this character slowly goes insane. It's actually a very deep, riveting, and actually upsetting plot point of B-movie. Timing or person? Now, this one's tricky. But I'm going to go with robots on this one.
Clearly. Yes. No, clearly.
The clockwork orange of one's mind fused with the actual clockwork of a metal figure with some sort of beating heart and soul.
Talon, you're going to get lost in the sauce. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're getting lost in the sauce. You need to back up. You're going full...
I've got
the movie. No.
I've got 6 more. We haven't even gotten to Shark Tale.
We're not even halfway
Road El Dorado.
Talon, I am sending
you another... foolishness. That's Road El Dorado.
Talon, I sent you another misconnection to get us out of this hole. You just went full Jim Carrey on me in that movie. 23. You got the number wrong. With the head in the box.
7's a different movie.
You went full 23 just then. Yeah. Your eyes glazed over. It was terrifying.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm back.
No, I think that maybe DreamWorks has infiltrated your brain.
All I see is the little kid fishing on the moon when I close my eyes at night.
Are you singing
the DreamWorks logo theme song? Yes.
Does anyone know that off the top of their head?
Doesn't know that. I had a ukulele. Does that work right now? I wish it was here because I'd play it.
I'm shocked. Nobody knows the DreamWorks
theme
You know
it when you hear it, so why wouldn't you know it when you hear it out of the context of a movie?
Please read the next misconnection.
Okay, here we go. Beautiful woman in black explorer on I-84, the Dalles. To the beautiful young lady in the black Ford Explorer cruising beside me on I-84 around 10:30 a.m. this morning. You totally made my day. You caught me looking at you, then followed up with a little shirt adjustment for show me everything I could have asked for, and then you proceeded to play with them and give me a show. You eventually went north toward Kennewick or Richland, and I continued on my way to Walla Walla. My week has been shitty, and you totally turned it around. 15 minutes I will never forget. So hot. Thanks. Okay,
what?
but did this happen though?
It does sound a little fake, to be perfectly honest with you. I will agree with that.
There's a subreddit called, I think it's Yeah, That Happened.
Mm-hmm.
Which is all content like this, where it's like, really?
And then everyone clapped.
Yeah. And then everyone clapped. Yeah. Someone also fondled themselves in a car alongside you for 15 minutes. I've never been driving next to the same car for 15 minutes in my life.
That seems impossible. Here's the thing. It's not that we don't believe you. It's just that the schematics and the logistics of this don't seem possible.
Right. And as I recall, the I-84 is closed in the mornings.
And what hands was she driving with?
If she was using her hands to fondle her breastises, then how could she be driving? For 15 minutes? I think not.
I was mainly just confused about how that would even work.
Yeah.
How could you even?
And like, why? Like, I don't imagine I don't imagine most people would this is like, why do I have to say these words even? Like, why would any woman see a person staring at them from another car and be like, all right, might as well make this fun for both of us, I guess. Like,
oh man, I gotta go to Richland today. I might as well fondle my breasts.
I got like 5 more exits till I get to the one I need to take. I guess I'm stuck with this guy, so might as well give him a show. Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, good for you. Good. That's good for you.
Yeah, this also doesn't seem like a misconnection. It seems like a humble brag.
Yeah, you're not even asking to like connect with them. You're just like, I want to say this happened and say thank you, which I guess is polite, but like,
you know, to the person that walked up to me and said that I was the most beautiful human they'd ever seen in their lives, and that they could tell I had an extremely intelligent conversation and a giant penis. The person that just walked up to me on the street and said that, just like to say thank you. You made my day.
Hi, Jay-Z. You saw me trying to get a drink at a bar, and you saw that my card was having problems, and then you offered to buy me and my friends the next 3 rounds of drinks before you handed us tickets to your next concert, backstage passes included. Just want to say thanks.
Those are things that happened.
Those are things that happened. I don't need anything. I just wanted to say thanks.
We don't need to connect. And I'm not trying to let anyone know. I just wanted to put it out there that happened.
I'm not trying to brag, but it would be rude if I didn't say thank you. And I think you can agree. So I just want to say thanks.
Thank you, Jay-Z.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay-Z. And that's it. And if that makes you upset, well, then I got 99 problems, but.
Get out of here. You said you had a good one to close on. Do you have any others you want to, sneak in before the deadline this week?
No, let's just go ahead and wrap this one up. Honestly, I don't even know how long we've been recording, and
it feels like forever.
Time is
meaningless.
Literally, like, I am working during this quarantine, and work has deadlines, and I just feel like I have missed so many of them, and also so have my coworkers. Like, not because I'm not trying to remember it, because I honestly, like, I had a thing that was supposed to be due at 4 the other day, and then I panicked and thought, no, wait, I think this is due at noon today. And then I actually, like, got it done, and then I realized, actually, no, it was 4. So I'm just panicking for no reason.
We'd like to thank Rosie Sherman for playing our intro song. Go check her out on Instagram at Hey Shermy. She does amazing little drawings that will brighten up your day. Go check her out. We'd also like to thank you, all of our listeners. Please, tell a friend. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, tell a friend about us. Go ahead and subscribe to us on the Apple Podcast app. The what?
I said do that.
I just said, you said the app.
Dude, the app. The Apple Podcast app. It's the app. You remember when Radio Shack tried to change its name to The Shack?
And nobody liked it.
Nobody liked it.
Because that sounds like a place you go to get stabbed.
Yeah, it was bad.
We'd like you to like and subscribe, because that's gonna help us. Give us those 5-star ratings. You can write whatever you want on our 5-star ratings, and Talon Bigelow will read it out loud on air without the support of me. So
no filter.
And no filter, apparently.
Test me. I'm just kind of going on the app to see if there's any new ratings, and that's, if you hear scratching at the door, that's Mishka.
That's also Talon scratching at the door.
It's also me. Please let me out. It's not the real me has been body snatched, and That's
has
me.
very long fingernails.
Yeah.
There's no new ratings, so don't
Okay,
need to
great.
worry about it.
I don't need to worry about that. But
go ahead
hey,
and
you know what?
subscribe.
What are you doing in this time of a pandemic? Listen, I think you got some free time. And listen, I'm calling you out. The person who's been listening to every episode of this and hasn't left a rating yet. Yeah. Maybe you're being polite. Maybe you're like, I don't want to hurt their feelings because it wouldn't be 5 stars. And listen, I get it. We're not perfect. But if you could just lie to yourself for just the 1 minute it takes to leave a rating, and we promise you, we'll get there. We'll get to 5 stars. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Look, do I know that my podcast recording being interrupted by my neighbor asking for soy sauce isn't exactly 5-star content? Yes, I do. But I think you also know that it's not going to get much better. This is our peak. This is our 5 stars. Please, I need something to live for in this pandemic.
If you have your own misconnection that you'd like to send in, go ahead and send it to us on any of our social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, or email it to us at craigcrypod@gmail.com. That's Craig, CRAIG, CRIpod@gmail.com. We always love to get user submissions, and we got some really good ones from you folks.
Yeah, we've gotten some really good ones. That's my neighbor Clarence, by the way. We have talked about him previously on the show. You should know him by name at this point because he's a recurring character now.
It's just like an episode of Seinfeld.
Just like an episode of Seinfeld. One plug I do want to tell you. I mean, we have already put out the audio from our previous live show at Kickstand Comedy.
Yeah.
We have another one coming up. So excited for that. It's going to be June 5th, Friday, June 5th, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll be posting links on where you can watch that. It'll be on Kickstand Switch as well as our Facebook page. We're going to have new guests. We're going to have new games and segments. And the first one was a lot of fun. And I sincerely hope that you join us for the second one, where now we're a little cocky. The first one, we were like,
we need to get struck down.
Yeah, so this is going to be the one to watch us really fuck it up. You're going to see some spectacular shit. But it was really fun. So we'll let you know where to find that. And I'm going to go ahead and set in this last misconnection here.
I am on the edge of my seat.
Oh, shivering with Antissa. Antissa. That's the joke.
That was really great.
Coming your way through the interwebs. And take it away, Sarah. Stalling for time.
It doesn't even say you're typing. There it goes.
Okay.
Wondering if it's you. Otsego. Lori, if it's you that drives by my house, please stop. I would love to chat.
I'm Donald Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
And this has been Craig's Essential Crisis. If you need soy sauce, I'm all out.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear you say that he could keep the bottle.